Okay guys, welcome to another Cards HQ edition at CMG Sports Card Investments, our YouTube special that we're doing. Dawn had a doctor's appointment today, eye doctor, just not even a mile from here, so I dropped her off. I'm going to drive her home because her eyes will be dilated, so I just wanted to run over here while she's at her appointment and just see what we can find in the 50-cent boxes, the value boxes at Cards HQ. So we'll head in here and see what happens. Okay, I picked up $106 worth of cards on my way now to, in this Atlanta traffic, to go pick up Dawn at her eye doctor's. So when I get home, I will give you a recap of what we picked up. Nothing special today, but we did find some pretty good cards, and I'll share that with you just as soon as we get home. Okay, we're back home. I have started processing some of these cards that we just picked up at Cards HQ, as you saw earlier. After watching the Braves go into the ninth inning, winning by 6 runs, and watching them blow a 6-run lead in the top of the ninth and get beat 11-10. Not a good day for the Braves. So I've started processing these cards. I know that we'll make at least 300% return on what we purchased today, and it could be a lot higher, as I'll kind of show you and explain as we go through some of the stacks and some of the processing, the initial basic processing we've started. So let's take a look at the cards. Okay, we ended up with right at 200 cards. So you can see there's a stack of basketball. This has got a $5 price tag on it. I didn't do that, but you know, I'm gonna have to go through and do some more research on these particular cards, and that's what I'll do. I'll research these, and I haven't had a chance. This will be part of the processing. This is the baseball stack we've got. I already priced this one for shows. You can see Bobby Witt. We've got a Tristan Pink rookie card there. He's hurt. I think he's out for the rest of the year, but you know, could have a lot of potential. There's another Max Scherzer. Again, guys, at 50 cents, it's just hard not to double your money. It just really is. It's really hard not to double your money. Here's my stack of football. You can see there's Josh Allen there. Who's that? It's Joe Montana. Cincinnati fans. A lot of cards for Cincinnati fans. There's Kelsey. So you kind of get the idea. I did find these Torkelson cards. He's having a great year. There's his first Bowman rookie. This card is numbered. I don't even remember the number, but it's numbered right here to 199. I don't even know who that is really. Again, I'm going to have to do some research on some of these. Picked up 4 Corbin Carroll cards. His Topps Chrome rookie card. Having a phenomenal year. I'm really high on Corbin Carroll and might start really putting some serious time, energy, and money into his cards. But he's a impressive player. And anytime I can pick up old football or baseball, there's some 71 Topps and a few older football cards. I'm going to pick those up. I've already priced these. This is Dalton Connect. I got 5 of his rookies. We do a lot of shows. We just got back from a show in Tennessee, and we have plans on doing more shows in Tennessee. Of course, Dalton Connect played at Tennessee and a very popular player. So those are easy $2 sales. It shows just in our value box. Pick this one up, and Dawn's just about talked me into sending it for grading. She looked over it, and you guys understand what kind of year he's having, and he'll be in the top 5 for MVP of the American League. So I'm looking at it raw. This card's going for $3. If we have it graded, we could probably, if it comes back at 10, we can probably sell it for around 30. So again, $20 grading fee. It's a $10 profit on a 50-cent card. Then we have all these LeBrons I've already priced for shows. And then these are the ones I'm going to come back to and talk to you about this in a minute, because this is where the big money could be. I've got 20 Luka cards here. 20 Luka cards, and I'm going to do the same thing with these that I'm going to share with you the strategy with LeBron here in a minute. Then we've got 10 Curry cards. I'm going to look at those very closely as well. And then I bought several players that are still in the playoffs right now, the NBA playoffs going on. So I bought some, mostly Thunder and Pacer cards. I already have some of those up listed on eBay right now. Then some will be for shows. And then this particular card here, we're going to look at real close tomorrow under magnifying glass, and that almost looks like that's a bad corner right there, but it's in the sleeve, so I can't tell. But we're going to take a real close look at this card because the last one just sold PSA 10 for $140 on eBay. And then we'll do the same thing with the Lukas and probably the Curry. And then all these LeBron James, I have 6 of them here. And all 6 of these cards, the initial research, are selling between $40 and $50 in a PSA 10. So from these 6, I'm hoping we'll have 1 or 2 possibly that we can send a PSA on our next PSA order. So that's the hope. If I can send 1 or 2 from this stack and maybe 1 from the Luka stack where I can make $10 or $15 or $5. And then the same with Curry. You know, if you find a few, if all these, if there's none that we can send to PSA, okay, then that's fine. I'm still looking at 300% return on my money easily. But if a couple of these I end up selling for 50 and I pay 50 cents for them plus the $20 grading fee, I'm making phenomenal money. And again, I needed to take my wife to the eye doctor. She was going to get her eyes diluted. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a quick review and kind of wrap this up, kind of show you how we ended up with this. We went through all those cards. Once we got them under magnification, we only had 2 that we could send to PSA, which is fine. That's normally about right. One was LeBron that we've already sold. We sold it immediately for $50 as soon as we put it up. And then we right now at the time of this recording still have this Shea listed, PSA 10 Shea for $47, so it will sell. We ended up selling a ton. Well, let me go back because this is real important, because you'll see in the next video that we didn't have a vetted alternative grader at the time. The alternative grader that we were using had went out of business, and some of you know what I'm talking about when I talk about alternative grading. If you don't, we'll talk about it in the next Cards HQ session in more depth. But that makes a huge difference when you have an alternative grader that you can use. And I just wanted to bring that point out now, so you'll be looking for it in the next video in this series that we do. So we ended up selling several of the cards that we shared with you, the Lukas and the LeBrons and Curry, and a lot of those cards we just sold on eBay, $1.99 to $2.97 plus 88 cents shipping and handling, which is fine because we're mailing out cards every single day. We do a lot of shipping out of here. We picked up in this lot, there was actually 15 of this particular card, this David Robinson We've sold 4 so far for $2.20 plus 88 cents shipping and handling. The 88 cents covers our 68 cents plus our top loader and our sleeve and our envelope. So when you look at it from that standpoint, then our cost of card was 50 cents. So we're making about $1.70 every time we sell one of these. And that's just part of our monthly dividend type concept that we teach and believe in. I wish I had 50 of these cards, but we were able to pick up 15, which was great. It was fine. So total, we bought 212 cards for $106 to the PSA, 57 profit after fees when the Shea sells. It'll give us a total of $57 profit after fees. We've got 55 cards to eBay that have given us a profit already. Our future profits, some are still there. But it'll add up when it's all said and done, $155. We had 109 cards that we used for show inventory, whether it's our prices mark box or dollar boxes and so on and so forth, which when all said and done, it's going to give us $231 in profits. So that's $337 in profits from this trip to Cards HQ. $443 total, minus our $106 investment. Plus, we also ended up with 46 extra cards that we ended up sending to ComC. And if you're not using ComC in your overall strategy, as far as, we talk about before you buy a card, you need to know how you're going to sell it, how you're going to liquidate it. And ComC is a very important part of our overall strategy. At the time of this recording, we're actually getting ready to head to a show in Nashville, just a buying trip for us. But we were happy to see that ComC is going to be there. So I've got a box probably of 500 cards that I'm going to be dropping off at ComC this weekend. And most of the time we have to mail them. But if you're not familiar with ComC and you're not using ComC, we've got there's really good information over on our website at cmgsportscardinvestments.com. cmgsportscardinvestments.com, and a lot of great content just on ComC. You can go check it out there if you want. That's it for this episode. I can't wait for you to see the third trip we went. The third trip when we entered and went to Cards HQ, we ended up on that trip pulling out 17 cards from about 200 that we bought, but we pulled out 17 cards that will pay us 170 plus in profits, and that will be covered in the next video in this series. If you haven't subscribed yet, we hope you'll do that. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next video.